Hello everyone, welcome to Yamaguchi Japan Speaking Tube Radio. I'm your host, Dr. Issa. This is episode 107. So today I will talk about the test English examination, again, first grade. Since 8 days ago, I checked the past examination, their English examinations, past examinations sentences, the question sentences, and each text contains 350 words to 800 words. So depend on the text, it's very different. And so I have aware the text themselves are very interesting. So there's sometimes the topic of the sentence, sometimes the history about their battle, World War First, and sometimes a very scientific theme, the aging, and today I have just read about their lobster, which can rarely get age, because they have so-called the enzyme called telomere and telomeres, so which repair telomere after the division of the cells. And the other very long life creature is the tree. There is a tree. I cannot remember the name. Pine. Something pine. I cannot remember. Wait a minute. Which is name? I'm now checking. Bristol cone pine. The tree is very long life. Some of them are 4,700 years old. It's amazing. And these sentences, this text explain why they can live so long. And other example, other long life creature is hydras. Hydras, maybe the pronunciation is hydra. High. Not Greek myth. It's a real one. Real creatures. Little creatures, hydra, which have something very specific gene called FOXO. It is a secret for long life of them. And even human being, some of human being has a little bit FOXO gene. That kind of people tend to live longer than usual. According to this text, that kind of explanation is we can read. So, and yesterday the text is about the jungle, the very famous book written by Sinclair, 1904, which is their first typical example of undercover investigation and journalist investigative journalism. So, and its reaction. This sentence expresses their reaction about that the book and the book make the present United States president move action and to make laws about the sanitary of meat industry. And also there's the problem, another topic in another sentences. The topic is recycling. Some kind of recycling is very effective. For example, the aluminum, paper, cardboard. And some of them are very subtle effect. So that kind of thing, and that they compare to the situation. This situation it's maybe okay, but in this situation it's not effective, ineffective. It is better to create in the first or something. But there's another opinion about that kind of thing. And another sentence, another text is about pirate radio, broadcast. So I'm very interested in that broadcast station. There's some broadcast 1960s. There's some broadcast station is equipped on ships and anchored outside British British Sea. Without outside of jurisdiction of UK. I mean, and there is a kind of battle between that's kind of so-called pirate radio station and the BBC. This is very interesting. And another topic is deep learning, AI. I've already mentioned that about this one. How to recognize birds from thousands of pictures of animals. Which is not a bird? Which is a bird? That kind of program algorithm is very complicated, but their AI system equipped deep learning can learn by themselves to recognize which one is birds or something. That is the example. And also there is a problem of AI deep learning. The human being sometimes anyway, human being cannot control perfectly their algorithm because their deep learning is based on thousands of enormous quantities of data, and human beings cannot check, and their the system created from the vast amount of data is too complicated to understand for human being to understand. Sorry, that kind of thing. That is some kind. There is a rule to we cannot predict. So sometimes the system make a very big error or trouble for human beings. Maybe it isn't. It are not mistakes, but something very big problem there, thanks to their algorithm, which we cannot predict their moving or effect. So it is very interesting, and their theme is very various, a lot of themes, I mean, a lot of topics. So it is very good for us as an educational point of view, because especially grown-ups, adult, after graduate high school or something, we don't have any chance. We have little chance, opportunities to learn that kind of general knowledge. But in the first, I check their past examination text as English to improve my English skill. I also find there's very good to gain knowledge for very various domains. So without any preference, without my preference, I don't interesting. I don't never concerned about. I don't care about that some kind particular topics. But if I read, it seems interesting. Like I thought. So and the level is a first grade, the most difficult one. So the volume of text is enough to get accurate and rich acknowledge rich knowledge. Not acknowledge, knowledge. I mean. So I'd recommend people who have a little bit high level English skill. So use the past examination of AK not only as English training, but also as to get knowledge of every the many domains. Some of them are not your specialties. Maybe some of them you have already interested in, or you are professionalism. Okay, thank you for listening to Speaking Tube Radio. Have a nice day. バレーで